Ready?
Yeah.
You look ready.
And I'm ready, been ready, waiting on this day for the past handful of years. This is the day that we celebrate the return of the king. Aquaman is officially back this week in more ways than one, especially with the DCU movie announcements. We're going to be talking about it, hanging out, and running the giveaway today. Don't go anywhere. Let's get into it. Please do not miss out on the fantastic opportunities in the description of all my videos. We've got some fantastic resources down there. Online retailer Big Time Collectibles is getting geared up for MegaCon and putting out all kinds of cool stuff. You might not want to miss out on some of that. And Justin Comics is available for any cleaning, pressing, and submission services. Just saw the news today where CGC is changing their prices. Of course they are. Of course they are. But if you're looking for new comics and you don't have a local comic shop and you need to set up a subscription, tabletop gaming comics, trading cards, or what is it? Tabletop trading card games, card game. I don't know. They do all the gaming, all the comic stuff you can imagine. ABX Comics and Games can be your long distance comic shop because after all, they are the community's comic shop. Fantastic establishment. A1 from day one. Tip top. ABX Comics and Games. Seriously, though, if you need to get a subscription service because you hate missing out on comics, they do got you covered. A lot of people in the community here use them, and you get free shipping if your order is over $100. So definitely something to consider because these comics are worth reading. Let's say hey to some of the people in the chat today. I'm very excited today. I'm super tired. Very, very tired. My holiday run is officially done at work, and I do a drastic shift from one of my busiest times of the year behind Masters to 3 of the slowest weeks of the year, which for me means we go from chasing animals to playing with a bunch of chemicals and rebuilding stuff because you can't keep animals around 24/7 and stuff not get torn up. So the past 2 days have been riddled with chemical cleaning, which just ravages my sinuses. And it's been fun. It's fun to get into this time of the year and change things up. But man, it's rough. It is super rough. And just to share with y'all, and last night we decided to have a work get together, which isn't a lot of people. I've got just a handful of employees, but we haven't ever done one since I've been working there. So we attempted to go bowling, but there was no lanes available. All they had was league. Everything was set out and limited to just the league bowlers. So we ended up going to Dave and Buster's. And keep in mind, I've got a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old that we were trying to take out from like 7 to 8:30. We ended up staying out to like 9:30 at Dave and Buster's, and it was our first day back to school. So we're all ravaged and tired, but I am still super excited to be here today on this stream to talk DC Comics and what's happening this week with Jeremy Adams and John Timms bringing us a brand new Aquaman title. I had to go out of the way and pull down my McFarlane figures all the way from 5 feet over there and post them up here. We always have Arthur riding Storm up there, but we had to get the Flashpoint Aquaman, the Peter David Aquaman, my personal favorite. Then we have the Zack Snyder Aquaman, the what was that one? The camo suit. It's the blue suit. It's the blue suit. We got the blue suit Aquaman in the second film, which was awesome. So we're going to be talking some Aquaman today and hopefully convincing a lot of you watching to give this new title a chance, as I have a ton of faith in it. But we'll get into it. Back to the beginning of the chat. Good morning to Las Cruces. Good to see you in here as always. Hooray. Lisa, hello to you. Good to see you. What is going on? Comic Avalon, John, J-Med, my guy. Hope you're doing good today. Happy DC Day. Angel Rivera, good afternoon to you. Glad to see you in here. Scotty, my man, how are you doing today, brother? Happy birthday to somebody. It's somebody's birthday. I guess every day is somebody's birthday, right? It feels like a birthday. We're getting the gift of Aquaman, which I know a lot of people put their nose up at Aquaman, but it is such a fantastic character. You going for it? Yeah. You going for it? Chili for dinner? Do I have the key? Let's see. I have the key.
I'll be back in time.
I believe you. Look at me. I believe you.
Chili for tomorrow.
Chili for tomorrow. Tomorrow it is. And chili. Hopefully it's cold again tomorrow. I do need to go and throw this out there. I need y'all to answer in the chat. Is chili soup or not soup? Is chili soup or not soup? I'm not doing the whole poll thing, but y'all can just drop a comment. Let me know, is chili soup? I don't think it is. I couldn't give you a good reason why it is or isn't, but I don't think it is. Hello to Christina Payne. How are you doing today? Hello, hello. And there's my comment. Don't forget the super chat goal is in there. Add some bonus prizes. It's if we hit 5 super chats of $2 or higher, and I have a feeling Dan is up to his shenanigans here. But we got a $2 super chat from Blue Hellion Comics. Dan from the window, second one to the wall, and a third one to the sweat drops off my. And before we go any farther, we're gonna hit him with the clip. And we'll leave it at that and see what he's got up his sleeves. Clip with the hashtag Aquaman. Dude, what's funny is for the giveaway, I have the giveaway hashtag thing set collecting comments on the other tab. And I actually typed in Aquaman. Then I'm like, well, I don't want to do that because we have some viewers that pop on and have to go back to work, and keeping the consistent hashtag makes it where everybody gets an opportunity. But I legitimately typed in Aquaman. I'm like, today's not the day to change it. MJ Comics, what is going on, homie? Good to see you in here. Cliff with a $1.99 super chat. Boom. Minhunter Comics. Hey, what's going on, homie? It's good to see you in here. I try to pop over to his stuff on Sundays. I've watched a lot of his old stuff because he's a DC guy. I love his love for Green Lantern. Absolutely love it. But I try to pop in and just see some of the slabs he's selling. He's a fantastic collector. Loves DC. Big Green Lantern guy. I love that advantageous goal he had of getting the entire run in all 9.8s. That was fun to watch. And he's went out and made it on his own in comics. So he's got a spot where he's able to post up his stuff and sell in his hometown. But he also runs live streams on Sunday where he sells books. So be sure to check out his YouTube channel if you're looking to buy some books. He's constantly buying and selling to keep the lights on and get the bills paid and keep the hobby going. What is going on? Brother John's Comics is in the building. Hope you're doing good today. There he is. White Tiger Triple C. Ruben, what's up? What's up? Cowabunga to you. Faith and Misery. How's it going? Happy New Year to you. There's my homie Izzy. Sup. Of course they are. Nick, how's it going, man? Dale Suspense is in the building, who's also just firing back up his channel in 2025. My guy Dale is wanting to reignite the fire under his YouTube channel. So expect to see some cool content. He just posted up a video, I think it was the day before yesterday. So check out Dale. Some really fun content. Big Iron Man guy, big Venom guy. Check him out. Garfong, what's going on, homie? Excited for Aquaman? Absolutely. Absolutely. And we got another $2 super chat from Blue Hellion Comics. Dan, you are the man. And Dan looks like he's going for the goal all by himself today.
Look at me like this makes sense.
Boom. And there, yeah, I think he did. Hit the goal all by himself. What's up, people? Hope you're all good. I'm good. Hope you're doing good today as well, Wayne. Steven with a C is in the building. Good afternoon, homie. What's up? What's up? Pump it up. Pump it up. Say it loud. I'm back and proud. Okay. What's going on? I Have Comic Issues is in the building. Another fantastic person to follow here on YouTube and on the Whatnot. I actually got my wife into following his wife's stuff on Whatnot because she's a reseller as well, but of like clothing and stuff like that. So it's some pretty cool stuff. New title, Aquaman Fish Sticks. Yeah, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Just picked up the Peter David Omnibus. Yo, I'm not an omnibus guy. I picked up my first ever omnibus last week with the Amalgam omnibus. I'm a huge Amalgam guy. Like one of my fondest memories of all of comics, being raised around these things, was being a kid going in to ABX back in the day. It's been around longer than I've been around, and actually voting for who I wanted to win in those fights and arguing with grown men in the shop of why they were wrong about Wolverine being able to beat Lobo. Never made sense to me then. It doesn't make sense to me now. But the coolest part of that omnibus that was really like I had to have it was getting those alternate endings in it, because just like with the death of Jason Todd, they had to go ahead and map out both outcomes because they're printing it so close to tallying the votes, and the whole process of getting the art done and turning it in and getting it to print and getting it distributed. So it has the alternate endings for the 5 fights that you were able to vote on, which I thought was fantastic. The only thing I wish was there was an alternate fight for the Captain Marvel Shazam, Captain Marvel versus Thor, because I didn't like that Thor was able to beat the big red cheese. Thought that was a little weird. Just because Thor can manipulate lightning doesn't mean he can do anything at all with the magic lightning that the wizard summons and all that stuff. That's just not the same thing. Let's be honest here. That's like saying Benjamin Franklin can take out Captain Marvel because he knows how to fly a kite with a key on it. It's not the same thing. But yeah, that Peter David omnibus would probably be cool. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't go look at other omnibus out there. I checked out to see if they had the Ostrander run of the Spectre, because I love the Spectre, and they didn't. I didn't look like they had it. They had like his earlier stuff, like through Showcase and the Wrath of the Spectre and stuff collected, but I didn't see an Ostrander one. And the Spectre one was kind of pricey. I'm not too big on the format of omnibus to begin with. It's just too much book for a comfortable read for me. Joffrey, what's going on? Hello to you. What is going on? Greetings, my first time here. Just watched your ISOM review and saw you were live. Oh, cool. Yeah, that video still gets traction, man. Blows my mind. It actually is a kind of a point of contention to talk about. It was such a weird time. Man, I had no clue what ISOM was, who the creator was. I just had people in my real life messaging me saying, hey, have you heard about this book that it's on the news and they're saying it's making all kinds of money in pre-sales? Have you heard about it? And I hadn't. So I pre-ordered one just to see what the hubbub was about. And that review, I think it's like my most viewed video, and the comments were absolutely wild. There's no one in the middle of the road for a lot of those people that left me comments on there. They either thought like that I was the second coming for being honest about my review on it, or they thought I was the devil for being honest about my review on it. It was crazy. I thought I gave a pretty straightforward review, but who knows? Phil Ayling, good to see you in here, and also welcome. Glad you can make it. The mirror cover variant is pretty. I absolutely agree, and not only do I agree, we're giving one away today. I've forgotten already who did the cover art on that mirror variant, but I have a picture of it in the stream somewhere. We'll get to it. Tula Lote, whoever that is. Chili is not soup. Here we go. Chili is not soup. Chili is a stew. That's it. Me and Kyle were having this conversation. It's a stew. Well, what's a stew? Like gumbo or jambalaya? I need clear definitions here. I don't understand it. I knew in my heart, my senses were telling me that it was not a soup. Not. You don't just put soup on your hot dog. That's it. That's the defining factor. That's where we draw the line. That's where the flag in the sand goes. Do you put it on a hot dog? No. I'm absolutely, what is this, 13 minutes in? I'm gonna have to re-show this to Kyle when she gets back. Not a soup. Alan Rue, what is going on? The Comic Viking is in the building. Hey, man. Sorry I missed today. Busy schedule at work. I do not forgive you, Alan. Your presence was greatly missed at the shop this morning. Paul was worried about you. We issued the best picture we could find of you to get out on the milk cartons. So wellness checks. We had it all rolling, but we'll cancel all that immediately. Chili is not soup. It's a stew, if anything. And now we got to figure out what's the difference between stew. It's Nicolas Cage's birthday. Oh, that's awesome. Happy birthday to Superman. It's MCU Hawkeye's birthday. There we go. Jeremy Renner. A lot of good birthdays today, I guess. Grant Ward, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is celebrating his birthday today. Yo, he was such a cool character. His turn was wild. I really enjoyed that show back when it was coming out. When I went to Puerto Rico, we actually went to the fort that they was a location for one of their season finales. There's a lot of stuff if you go to Puerto Rico, which is surprisingly an easy trip to take because it's a U.S. territory. There's a lot of places there really close together that you'll be walking by like, I've seen that. Then it'll dawn on you like so many movies are filmed there. So many. What is the hashtag to use? Just We Are Legion. Keeping it the same. Thank you, Dale, for the kindness. $2 super chat from Blue Hellion Comics. Hashtag Chuck's Love Sloth. That puts us at 5/5. Dan Space ghosted it all by himself. That puts the bonus prize in the giveaway today. Boom. Remember would hit the thumbs up, definitely. The Amalgam Omnibus was just so expensive. I think it was just $100, right? I got the Jim Lee cover one because they had the what was the other one? Neil Adams. It was just a reprint of like the first volume trade paperback from back in the day. But the Jim Lee one is the one I wanted with the wraparound. There was like new art for it kind of thing. And Under the Dust Jacket, man, that put me over. But it was like $100. I pre-ordered it through my LCS and it's $100 printed on it. And then I get my discount through my comic shop. And then I actually copped a $25 gift certificate from my mom for Christmas to the comic shop because I go there every week. And it's just a great, you ain't got to hand me cash because that ends up getting spent by the kids or some way, some fashion or form. But $25 gift card just to go get my weekly books is great. So I ended up getting it for like super cheap. Granted, the gift card helped, but still, I don't know how much they normally go for. But again, this was my first one. The first one I even looked at even picking up. So I didn't know if $100 was good or not, but the bonus content in it is extensive, exceptional, as did Izzy. I got my copy of Aquaman, got a lot of copies of Aquaman, for being honest. I got my A cover. I got a second A cover going in the Legion loot for the channel members because I want them to have a reader copy. I got the silver foil character cover for the Legion loot. We have that crazy, absolutely crazy foil one that's going in the giveaway today. Let me see if I can just go into that picture up. Yeah, this thing right here, the Peter David shoot, that thing, the foil, spot foil and everything on it is insane. And then that gorgeous Tula variant of Mira, absolutely wicked. So those are the two we're giving away today. And we also already got the bonus Ollie's pack going in there. It's an Ollie's 5-pack. Boom, bang, bam. Got Justice League showing on one side. This is a variety of Marvel, DC, Indies, and others from all over the ages. But there's a trade paperback in here as well. So this is that's a big boy one. So that Ollie's pack is getting added to it as well. Big shout out to Blue Hellion Comics for running up those super chats all on his own. My man wasn't playing today. But yeah, picked up those copies of Aquaman. Very excited. I was very happy with it. I read it already, and it was fan-flippin-tastic. And it looks like Steven with a C gifted 5 Legion of Comics memberships. Big shout out to Steven for that. Let's see. Brian scored one. Victor, John, Pocan Joe, and Comics by the Bay. If any of y'all are watching in the live chat and you have not received a new members welcome packet, absolutely free. Get some cool swag and stuff. Just message me on the social medias, preferably Instagram. I am on the other ones, but I could take days to weeks of seeing it on the other ones. But Instagram, I'll see it. Just shoot me an address and I'll get it headed your way. And a big shout out to Steven with the C for that. Cliff helped with the goal. I aim to make sure it happened. Yeah, Cliff got that one in there as well. Cliff was 1 cent shy. I set it at $2 or higher today. So boom. Big shout out to Cliff and Dan. Happy DC Day to AR. Good to see you in here, homie. Boom, boo, boo. Can't wait for Aquaman. Yeah, super recommend it. And I think I'm going to try to put together a simple, like what I thought of it kind of read, because there are a couple editor notes in it that if you're just jumping in Aquaman, it's not anything that'll take away from the story. You'll miss anything, but there's some cool context that can be given to what looks to be the catalyst of this story, which, I mean, they're going to give it to you in this story, but without spoiling anything, there's like 2 issues of comics from like the past couple of years. They get referenced together for one little plot point. And I think I might do just a quick, easy video, just kind of referencing those things. Just I think that'd be fun. Soup is primary liquid food, generally served warm and hot, that is made by combining ingredients of meat or vegetables with stock, milk, or water. Hot soups are additionally characterized by boiling or simmering solid ingredients and liquids in a pot until flavors are extracted, forming broth. Wow, that's excessive. No soup for you. What's the difference between a soup and a stew? I'll try to say that in my best dope voice. And a stew. Either way, dope, never buy one from Killer Eats, whatever you do. Hope you're doing good today, homie. Good to see you in here. Chili is its own category, kind of like how a man thong is called a banana hammock. There you go. So what you're saying is the difference between chili and stew is length. Got it. We got a lot of explanation here. A stew is a mix-up item. Sometimes they are made up of chunks, meat, and veggies. Sometimes they're like gumbo. Chili is a stew due to its thicker consistency. A soup is thinner with more fluid. Googled. There we go. God knows we can all trust Google. And there's that gift of memberships again. Big shout out to Stephen with a C again. Thank you for that. Hey, I'm curious, which of the absolute books have been your favorite so far? That's a great topic to talk about today. There's not a lot of new releases today, so I actually was on the list of things to grab and talk about. So I touched on this book on Sector 2815's DC Comics Deep Dive. So every Monday at 10 a.m., a video post on Sector 2815's channel. He's my co-host on Sunday nights for At Week's End, and I do the deep dive with him that posts on Mondays, and we kind of just go through whatever the hot event happening is at DC at the time. And right now, since Absolute started, we kind of go through those. And this was phenomenal. So since these books took off, Batman came out first, then Wonder Woman, then Superman. Batman had a huge splash, made a lot of waves when it first dropped. It was Batman AF. It was crazy. And it really is. There's a lot of shock value to it. Nick Dragotta's art was something to get adjusted to, but wasn't bad. It was good, and it fits the story well. Scott Snyder returning to Batman was a huge thing. So then the creative teams that were attached to Wonder Woman and Superman don't really come with a long history of being like associated creators for those characters. But I feel like they've made a bigger name for themselves and have executed better stories than Batman. Wonder Woman quickly, after the issue ones, went to my top spot. I absolutely love what Kelly Thompson was doing with the character. There's a lot of deviations from the original, but the essence of Diana was all there. And by the time we get to issue 3, seeing our first big twist, why that one arm is sleeved up with tattoos, that really put me over. Wonder Woman has stayed at my top 1, and Superman has been close behind it second, sheerly for the curiosity factor, the number of deviations from the original, the potential of the story, where Batman really just all kind of, in my opinion, surface level shock and awe. Like the big dump truck Batmobile that has a Transformers moment in issue 3 didn't do anything for me but take me out of the book. I want more of the story, watching Black Mask Snyder's trying to convince us Black Mask is this diabolical, capable, evil kind of person by doing things in issue 1, showing how he just overcame the crime families off panel, but we get to see him finish them off on panel. Watching in issue 3 as he beats up Bibbo, who's an acclaimed fighter, and breaks him and seemingly killed him. So he's not only like strategic mastermind, he's a physical person to be afraid of despite weighing 90 pounds soaking wet. I don't know. I'm not feeling the Batman one like I am Wonder Woman or Superman. Now, when issue 3 of Superman dropped, we got more time on Krypton with this one, seeing like they're kind of on their like sprint to the rocket before it all goes haywire. We don't know if everyone's going to make it, who's going to make it, or what. But the amount of material that we're getting in Superman, in my opinion, has now surpassed the other two. The amount of possibilities, curiosities, my excitement for it. The twist ending at the end of Superman 3 surpassed every twist ending we've seen so far, or deviation, or big shock moment. That name tag on the wristband in that old folks home put me over. I'm like, yo, is that actually Laura? Is that who that is? Are there more Kryptonians here? Seeing that Kal-El didn't come to Earth as a baby and learn his values from being raised as a farmer in Kansas, but he learned them growing up on Krypton, being raised as a farmer from his parents. I thought that was amazing. There's just so much cool stuff going on. I'm mad curious about the Kryptonian technology in the suit. Is that the source of his power? Is that all their power? And what's the deal with Saul? We saw the creation of Saul, this AI intelligence embedded in the suit, but we don't know, again, what the limitations of it or what it is. It's wild. It's wild. So for me, Superman has just edged out Wonder Woman because of issue 3, but has been Wonder Woman to begin with from there. I'm enjoying all of them. Superman and Wonder Woman are far superior than Batman. Interior art-wise, Rafael Sandoval has been untouched with Superman. Nick Dragotta's art is cool. It's not touching Sandoval's. And the art that's in Wonder Woman is very unique, almost like another Mike Allred kind of thing, but it has its own style. Fits the story perfectly, I think, but it's not as bombastic and traditional as you see with Sandoval's artwork, which I kind of lean toward liking more. Went down a rabbit trail on that one. What's everyone else enjoying most? What's your pecking order for Absolute? We're 3 issues in on all of them. Batman issue 4 dropped today, which I think was a great issue. I think it was good to kind of have this. It was not a story pause. We're not doing like this crazy flashback issue. The issue just has more flashback than flash forward kind of stuff. But I like the art Man, it's hard to talk on the art. I want everyone to read it first before I say anything about, in my opinion, of the art in it. Nice thing you did, Stephen C. Yeah, very was. Gifting the memberships. Huge shout out to Stephen C. Watching Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom on Max right now. Dude, I love that movie. I love that movie. It was definitely more fast paced, not quite as serious as the first one, but it was a blast. I love the technology with the Atlantis stuff and the Orichalcum. It was just cool. Hi, all. Happy DC Day. We are Super Legion and not soup if I would take that. Tastes good. Yeah. Chili cheese dog is just soup on a sandwich. Deal with it. Woo! Canadian survivalist, what is going on? We got another $2 super chat from Dan the Man, aka Blue Hellion Comics. Boom. Dan's going beast mode today. I appreciate you, homie. Did you see the invisible bike in that issue? Which issue? I don't know if I did. What's up, Pop? Good to see you. You're better late than never. That's right. Pops, you're here. What do you think? The defining factor of soup and chili. Do you put it on the hot dog? I think that's a good one for me. That works for me. That was a great deep dive. Yeah, I appreciate it. It was fun. What an issue to get excited about too, man. It was super exciting. Wonder Woman all day. She showed up, painted her face in the blood of her enemies, and called out God. Woo! Yeah, Wonder Woman has been, man, it's been exceptional, hasn't it? It's been exceptional. Did you read Superman issue 3? Superman issue 3, that was next level for me. Absolutely next level for me. So I think we caught up with the chat. Took a minute. I don't see anyone else dropping their absolute order unless the comments just stopped coming through. Chili goes on hot dogs. Hot dogs go into the soup. There you go. So whoever's on top. Pause for the calls for a minute to remind everybody that this is Aquaman month. Aquaman is being celebrated this month. This is the month that I'm theming the Legion loot after Aquaman. So to all you channel members out there that just got gifted a membership, you're in what's called the supporter tier. It automatically puts you in there. But anybody in the Legion tier is automatically put into the monthly giveaway. At the end of the month, I draw the winner. The first Sunday of February will be the winner for January drawn. And I do that live during the Sunday show at week's end. So I've been planning this one a ways in advance because of Aquaman's release. I got a few cool items. Everything in it 100% will not be Aquaman, but there'll be a good theme to it. So first off, we have the entire mini-series from 1986, the 4-issue limited series, Aquaman, featuring the first appearance of his blue suit, which is super dope. So all 4 issues of this fantastic series will be in there in case you haven't read it. There's a lot of context, a lot of lore for Atlantis stuff in there, and I absolutely love the blue suit, which was briefly featured in the second film in its own version, its own type of way kind of thing. Also going to be in there, writer Chuck Brown series Aquaman. This is issue 5, signed by Chuck Brown. Got little details on the little stickum there. So you get a signatured book in there. And of course, there'll be some Aquaman #1s that come out this week, including an A cover and a foil variant. But most importantly, Aquaman issue number 29, featuring the first appearance of Ocean Master. This is not a high-grade copy. It's got some of them old school little where people took a pencil and did their thing on the book, but it's still the first appearance of Ocean Master, complete and readable. And that's one that can go into your collection right there. That's definitely what I feel is cool. I mean, I like Aquaman. Ocean Master is pretty dope. So those will all be going in the Legion loot. So if you're in that tier, you're all set. If you got gifted a membership, you can always bump the upgrade, the membership, and get thrown in there. Or if you're not in there at all, you can always join. But just something to put out there. I have not read issue 3, but after you talked about it, I'm hyped. Dude, it's so good. Some of the most superheroic moments happen when Laura busts out the technology for the first time that she's been working on since figuring out that Krypton is doomed. It's good. It's really good. Collecting with Durs is in the building. What is up, my Dursy boy? Happy Tuesday, ye pimps and legends. Fire, Legion, ABX. Hope you're doing good today, homie. I know Durs has been rocking and rolling on the whatnotter, been putting in the man hours, putting in the work, moving books. Everyone putting in that hashtag early. Everyone's getting it in. I think I missed JSS. I see someone saying, hey to JSS. What is going on, homie? Good to see you in here. Chili is not soup unless it's not cooked right. I love chili dogs and slaw dogs. I'm a hot dog connoisseur. Yeah, I've literally seen Pop eat a hot dog with one bite, no chewing. It's wild. Absolutely wild. Heroes for Hire Comics is in the building. What's going on, Matthew? Hope you're doing good today. What up, peeps? Oh, just shoveling snow. Oh, man, I feel sorry for all the people dealing with all that snow right now. So much snow. So much snow. Another big thing that happened this past week or since the last time we were here was Jason Momoa was officially confirmed for the role of Lobo in the DCU. Not new news anymore, especially not anymore as the speed of the internet, I think, is like a 24-hour period. But one thing that's interesting to think about is now that Jason Momoa is obviously freed up from the role of Aquaman, the very unique to the DCEU style and take of Aquaman, you know, the long-haired Islander look and all that stuff. What would y'all want to see in this new DCU? What kind of Aquaman would you want to see? You want them to kind of try to recreate that Jason Momoa, that style? Would y'all want to see Jason Momoa play two roles, or would y'all want to see them go with more the classic blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aquaman, which in my mind, I think that's the route to go, because we had one version, and if we're going to reset Aquaman in a new world, a reintroduction, a whole different Aquaman, definitely wouldn't be a good idea for him to resemble Sideways too. Yeah, I forgot about that. Sideways too. Yep. Definitely think it would be the player move to definitely give him an all new look. And the best way to do that in this case would just go back to as comic accurate as you can. Because Zack Snyder had his own style and take on the character, and I think it worked very well. I absolutely loved it, especially the armor that he was wearing in the Justice League movie. I really enjoyed that. But yeah, dude, yes, Justice League animated series Aquaman. Yeah, that'd be dope. The Peter David one, hook, hand, and all. That would be the way to go. Reacher as Aquaman. I think that he would fit the role perfectly. He played Aquaman in Smallville already. That wouldn't be very far fetched. I wonder if Dowell will make an appearance with Lobo. I think he's being covered up by Aquaman, but on the Lobo with the Space Hog there, he comes with the dog. He's sitting up there with him. I prefer the Jim Aparo look for Aquaman. So give him the classic suit, give him the blonde hair, the blue eyes. I mean, we can always start there. I think it would be a cool idea and way to really have a feature that sets him apart. You know, different characters have, like, Thor has his hammer, Cap has his shield, stuff like that. Batman's got the battering rings, but some characters are really defined by their accessories. I don't know if that's something that people at one point thought about. Because, I mean, when they did Thor and Captain America, that was before toy marketing was really a big deal. But in, like, modern times, like, marketing is a huge thing. Accessories are a big deal. But one thing I like about Aquaman is not just the hook hand era, but after that, when he had the hard water hand, like, I thought that was such a cool feature. Like, we got his hand back, but it's made of hard water. It always gives you the option, if you need to, you can put a glove on and go be normal somewhere. Be rid of the hard water hand, throw your hook hand back on. I like the ability to accessorize my Aquaman. I like my Aquaman to have options. But definitely always like the classic suit. I know Pops remember dragging me. Well, finally taking me. Definitely want to drag me. I was asking for a long time. There was a store called Blast of the Past back in the day, the secondhand store here in Augusta. And it was in our old mall that's no longer open, called Regency Mall. And I'd go there with Pop from time to time, and they'd have loose figures in like Ziploc bags. And this is the early 90s, so it'd be like figures from the 80s and back. But the original Superpower line had the Aquaman figure. His arms are fixed in the one position. His legs had the knee joints a bit, but he had a wind up back. And when you wind up and let it go, his little feet would do this, almost like mimicking the look of his feet going. And I wanted that. When I got a report card and with all A's on it, God, I had to be in like first or second grade. But Pops took me up there to Blast from the Past, and we went and got that figure. And I still have it till today. As a matter of fact, it's making me thinking about it. I might go get it out and post it up on the old Instagram. He talks to fish. How many more features do you need? Yeah. Yo, that reminds me. I was just looking through the the DC Finest line. The Aquaman one is out this week as well. Talk about perfect marketing, timing it out just right. I was flipping through that when you called me when I was at the shop. That's what I was looking at. It was a story where Lois was turned into a mermaid, and in the story, it seemed to be permanent. It obviously didn't end to be permanent, but it seemed to be permanent. So he was trying to make her feel as comfortable as possible, and talking to fish and having them just bring her underwater treasure from lost shipwrecks was his way of making her feel better before breaking the news to her that she's permanently stuck as a mermaid. That's I thought that was pretty funny. Trivia: what color are the eyes of the original Aqualad Tempest? Oh, I don't know, probably green. I had to guess. What is it? Is it green? DC question: would be a good either show or movie for the new DCU. What is it? You have to retype that one up again. Luke Cage is Aquaman. Lucas Cage. I'd have to look up who Lucas Cage is. I'm not sure who that is. Some people think they can talk to fish when taking certain substances. That's super true. There's people on bath salts do all kinds of crazy stuff. Hello, all. Oh, Pop's got it. Yep, purple. What's going on, Comic Cap Collectibles? Best day of the week, baby. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Flo, are you picking up Aquaman this week? Aqualad's eyes were violet, and that's why the people of Atlantis cast him out. That's what he gets. Don't come around here with your purple eyes. Let's be honest, Scotty. If someone walked up on your property and you went out there to see what they wanted, who they were, the first thing you see is someone with violet eyes, they got to go. Let's be honest. They got to go. I don't know what you're doing. I don't want to speculate what you're doing. I just know you got to go. Get off my land. Luke Cage is Aquaman. I'm down. Give him the tiara. Make sure he has his Luke Cage tiara, though. Afternoon. Yeah. I'm definitely down for more classic. I guess Jim Aparo Aquaman. We can start there. But we got to get to the Peter David suit. You know, I would love to see, if only for a minute, the armored shoulder, the black trunks or the black longs with the green scales down the side. We kind of got a movie version of that. And it was so short-lived in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, when what was it? Bruce was going through those files on the computer, or Wonder Woman was going through the files on the computer, and she was clicking on the different icons. The Aquaman one was like a submersible approaching a ship and had a hole in it, and Arthur comes up out of it with the trident. You can see he's got something on his shoulder, but to get a better understanding of what that design looked like, you'd have to actually go search what he looked like. And there's an action figure for it where it's just the trunks and the shoulder armor. So it was kind of like they were doing homage to the Peter David in that moment. But we'll never know. We'll never know what could have been with that. I'm reading Aquaman, written by Terrence Howard. There you go. Someone's got to do it. The question, sorry. Oh, the question. Yeah, the question would be a good one to adapt into the DCU. Vic Sage or Renee Montoya. We saw Renee Montoya in Birds of Prey, and if you skip watching the movie, but go to the very end, the last 2 minutes when the characters are just in costume, side by side fighting villains, Renee Montoya is wearing the Question's outfit just without the blank mask, the fedora and all. If that person could breathe water? Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, is it true that Green Lantern Fractured Spectrum got delayed? It did. It got pushed back to next week. And for those that don't know, Jeremy Adams is the same person writing the Aquaman book, is in charge of Green Lantern at DC Comics. And he's been building up to this whole Fractured Spectrum thing. They introduced us to Lord Theros running Oa with his own Lantern Corps that's able to switch between colors of the emotional spectrum. They've been trying to shut him down. It's kind of like an ongoing thing, where PKJ's story and stuff that he was doing with the old gods as far back as Superman Warworld is kind of coming to this. The old god Orgrim, in his essence, is now in the midst of all this, but the spectrum is fractured, where these colors aren't limited to people. Sinestro turned red just by pure rage of his own without the source from a battery or a ring or anything. So we're about to get into what and why and who and is going on with it. They're going to kind of get a little streamline going with this story. And this is supposed to be a one-off that takes us to the Green Lantern Corps miniseries. You know, we had the John Stewart War Journal miniseries that ran for 12 issues. Then they had the Civil Corps one-shot that brought us into All In. and now the Green Lantern ongoing is all we got. But then we get this Fractured Spectrum one shot that'll branch off with Green Lantern still going, but also the Green Lantern core book going. We have a lot of core members. There's a lot of Green Lanterns, and none of them are being ignored right now. They're all super relevant. So I appreciate this kind of dipping in and out of secondary title. As maybe you need 2 titles, maybe you don't always need 2 titles, but with this many characters, it definitely helps to give them room to breathe. There's a lot of story happening in this. Terry Crews is Aquaman. Just get him to do his dance. Get him to do his dance. That'd be cool. Actually, everyone can talk to anything, anyone, and any being that they want to, but whether or not they can understand, interpret what was said, and respond is questionable. That's how I feel when we're talking face to face, Alan. Actually, there's a photo by Clay Ineos with that suit. Shoot me a message. I want to see it. I talk to myself and can't understand what I'm saying. There we go. What's going on, Space Case? Send a photo to the Legion chat. There we go. Aquaman. Get there. Let me get there. Let me get there. Boom. Yeah. Yeah, I want... That's black and white, but you can get a better shot of it for sure. Unite the 7. Save image as. Let's see if I can put it here. Boom, bang, bam, media. Boop, 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 boop. So I think this would be cool to get this. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna work? Yeah. I think it'd be cool to get this back in the movie. This, so you got the shoulder armor, shirtless. He's tatted up, which I think is cool because the tattoos look kind of like the chainmail armor, really. You know what I mean? He's got the symbol on the belt. He's got the gauntlets. I mean, that's it, right? That's the movie adaptation of the suit. That's the one. Jason Momoa was such a fantastic Aquaman. His mom's Trident looks fantastic. It was cool, like that Trident was just beast mode. And then when we learned that it's not even Atlan's Trident, it's Atlanta's Trident, and then he levels up when he gets Atlan's, man. What a moment. What a moment. I thought that was super cool. Appreciate that, Flo. Appreciate that. Turn red when I'm enraged. Yeah, I think everyone does, right? They really got the idea of separating the color spectrums right. I would honestly be interested if I saw Terrence Howard was writing fiction. There's so many levels to that right there. I don't know who keeps up with Terrence Howard, but he's more interesting today than he was ever. Oscar-winning writer. He's a big fan of science and trying to understand science in new ways. He also makes drones. I can understand you, but I can't understand Georgian. Yeah, that's true. Dan is fluent in Georgian, which is impressive. The question or Detective Chimp would be good to do for DCU, like how they first came to be. Yeah, I think so. Detective Chimp would be a great included with kind of character. He fits into a lot of different stories really easily. Look what they did with the most recent issue of Wonder Woman. Oh my gosh. How good was that? Like, we can't bust this sovereign guy. What do we do? Send the chimp. Send the chimp. He'll get to the bottom of it. Boom. Glenn Powell from Twisters would make a good Aquaman. Justin Hartley, the actor who played Green Arrow on Smallville, also played Aquaman in a live action TV pilot that they did. It was filmed toward the end of Smallville before Arrow took off, because Arrow came like right hot on the heels of the Smallville finale. And they didn't do anything with the show, but Lou Diamond Phillips is in it as his dad. But he played a good Aquaman. He's about the same size and build that I would see Glenn Powell as. Glenn Powell is not like this hulking guy like Alan is, but I thought that was pretty cool. Both Aquaman movies are awesome. Let's go. I think so. I absolutely think so. I haven't ever seen a bad Aquaman something. You know, he was great in the old cartoons. He was great in Justice League. The movies are like, the first Aquaman movie is one of the best movies the DCEU did, period. Over $1 billion. People loved it. We went twice in the opening weekend to see it. I saw it. I'm like, this is insane. Did this just happen? This is such a well-rounded film. It was fun. Had little moments of heart and stuff. It was gorgeous to look at. The globe hopping feel of it all had that adventure to it. Like, I love Lost Civilization kind of stuff. And it was just, man, it just scratched that bone. It was just so fun. First one is S tier. What does the S and S tier mean? I honestly do not know. I've seen people do those tier lists. Is it A tier, B tier, C tier? Then somehow S comes before all of it. Is it like for superior or something? Honest question. Hey, what's going on? Brian LCS is in the building. Hope you're doing good today. Yeah, the Twister guy would be good. I think so too. He's really, really entertaining. He was great in Maverick, Twister. He's just fun. That movie with what's that girl that everyone loves? Oh my gosh, she's from Euphoria. She was in Madam Web, but she was in some rom-com with Glenn Powell. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. If I had a name like Pleasant Cove or something, yeah. Mark, you should do an Aquaman by Peter David omnibus review. Yo, Mint Hunter was in here. He said he just picked up the Peter David omnibus. I don't have the Peter David omnibus, which you are more than aware of, Flo. You are more than aware of that. I have one omnibus. That's it. One. That one right there. Amalgam. The Aquaman TV movie was named for the fictional area of the world it was at. There we go. So it is superior. What would be the best advice for people visiting Georgia? Bring sunscreen. No, it's not true. I don't recommend sunscreen, to be honest with you guys. Stay hydrated. And possibly bring, like, you know, those things like when a cat is being bad and you want to squirt it and just mist water. Bring one of those. But don't worry about sunscreen. Just stay hydrated. Howdy ho. Chaos and Comics is in the building. The Aquaman movies didn't get enough credit for how absolutely visually stunning they were. That scene when they were being chased off the boat and the light source is just a flare. Chef's kiss. Yeah, 1000%. When the trench are attacking them, yeah, that was insane. When they dive off, it's like someone just took like a glass screen and just slid into the water. Like, oh man, it was nuts. All the way down to the Lost Kingdom. From that moment, all the way to getting to the Lost Kingdom. That was super dope. Yeah, Sydney Sweeney. There it is. Glenn Powell did a film with Sydney Sweeney. S is what they use in Japan that is above an A in their grading system. Oh, well, then I don't support this grading system. America, it's A tier. I'm just kidding. I don't understand why they do it even. Can't wait for the Lantern show. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Super duper dope. Raymond. Everyone loves Raymond? I don't know. Anyone But You is the movie. It was kind of funny. Yeah, Anyone But You. Yeah, it was pleasant, right? It was no Hangover trilogy. It was no Wedding Crashers, but it was worth the watch. I need you to bust us down and bring us more DC collected editions to the channel. I don't know. I mean, I can do plenty of trade paperbacks, but I don't know. You know, the DC's finest. I've got the Aquaman. I left it in my box. I want to pick it up later this week. But this week went from being a light week to me like getting stuff set aside for the giveaways and stuff because it's a light week. And I'm just gonna have to pick everything up on Saturday. I might do one on that. That's Silver Age Aquaman, though. I don't know how many people care about that. And if it's not an omnibus, do people even care? Is that the magic word where people want to see it? Yeah, wear flip-flops. Thank you, Dale. There you go. No shoes, no shirts, no problem. Georgia slogan. Yeah, exactly. It is. In the video game Metal Gear, you would be ranked on how well you did. A level S tier was the highest, making it popular scale. There it is. AR, you're the man. What is the aversion to omnis? The size of them. The size of them. No, and that's the funny part. Amalgam isn't difficult to get. I have them all. If you check out the video, I did a video. I posted it yesterday to everybody. So I have nothing personal against omnibus at all. Oh my God, you did it with 11 minutes to spare. No way. I have nothing against them personally, but if I'm like, yo, I want to read Marvel versus DC or something, which is like the kickoff of this. This thing is this big. I'm just sitting here, you know, that this isn't a comfortable reading experience. There's nothing comfortable about reading a book that probably weighs in legitimately at like, what is that? That's like 16 pounds, man. That's excessive. When I can just grab this. You know what I mean? It just I don't necessarily understand the attraction to the format so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's who thinks of themselves man, that was comfortable. That felt good. I joke about it, and I've joked about it before, but you have how people talk about you gotta work the spine. You gotta break in the spine. You gotta do all this. You've gotta, and I've joked about you have to burn sage, light a candle, oil yourself up, and stretch just to read a book. That's kind of crazy to me. Now, why I got this one specifically was for the bonus material. I definitely more excited about it after having it in hand with all the other stuff that I saw that was in there. The oversized format and the high gloss pages are super attractive to me. I think it looks fantastic. But I have all of the reading material, the comic book pages. I have all of that already. So I understand some people wanting to get it if they don't have it. But for me, it was just my love of amalgam. I'm like, why not? Why not? But I go through the whole thing in detail and talk more about it in that video. But I even, dude, I have tons of these books signed by the creator that I went and got signed myself. But yeah, I like to be taken to dinner before my omnibus. Exactly. Omnibus are supposed to read flat on a table, easier to read. Trying to hold it too long makes your hands cramp. See, and you can't read this flat on a table. Like you put that, if you put the spine down, it's like you can see it doing work to the spine, and you have to do what, like it's doing this with the pages up. Like I don't know. Do I need to get a pulpit? Do I need to put it on a pulpit or something? That's where the working in the spine comes in, I guess. I don't know. Let's see. I do like my giant tomes, but it's true. It's not a travel book. I'm comfortable enough reading them at home, though, although it's not something I do often. I read every day. To read this, I have to make plans. I know that's excessive. Yes, that's excessive. I'm being over dramatic, but I can't just simply grab it and open it and read. Got to get to the right table. That alone is just a new experience for me. Like it's like reading digital. Like I could read digital conveniently, but it's not convenient because it's not what I'm used to. I'd have to go out of my way to make it convenient. What's going on, Cole? I have all the amalgam books because Bearded Comic Bro made me get them. There you go. Shout out to Greg for doing the Lord's work. Doing work. And the candles and sage is the real pain in the butt. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, obviously, you're supposed to be at a stand-up desk with a wizard hat on by candlelight. That was my comments about it in the video. What is Cole doing here? An omnibus gives a different feeling when they throw the book at you in a comic book court. Yeah, absolutely. Y'all start dropping the hashtag. We got 7 minutes to go. Yes, Mark, that is how you work in the spine. Yeah, I don't know how to work the spine in. I'll talk to John's Comics with Kids about it. Hashtag OmniJohn. I'll talk to him. But I know that you don't want to just grab them and just open them in fear of creasing or busting the glue loose on the spine. Also, when someone will recommend a book to me, also, Cass, what's your Duolingo name? Omnibus is 2-in-1. You get an arm workout and a read. Yeah. See, I prop my books on a small pillow on a table. See, that makes sense. And then to me, again, because like it's just I'm used to what I do. That's extra steps. It's extra steps. I read a lot sitting here. I read a lot sitting in the car line where I'm about to go to get ready to get Finn. I read a lot laying in bed. None of those are at a kitchen table. None of those involve pillows. I mean, I lay on pillows. So it's a new experience. Nothing against it. Obviously, I bought an omnibus, so I definitely plan on getting into a lot of the stuff in here. So I'm not opposed to it. I'm participating, and I'm admittedly having to figure out some things. Yeah, look at that. Look at Thorian. Oh, yeah. Orion and Thor. See, I got his Thorian of New Asgard. I got that signed by JR. He signed it right on the hammer. Yeah, look at that. There's some really cool stuff in Amalgam. Not all the stories are amazing, but all the concepts are, which really carries all the weight it needs to. There, yeah. So JR signed it right in his hammer. That was like 3 years ago at Heroes Con when I got him to sign that. Actually, I've got the video of him signing it. Yeah, he was surprised. I think they're going to see more people getting amalgam stuff signed this year due to this kind of introducing a lot of people and all that, or kind of resparking the fire.
And you're welcome to come use one of the 8 easels we have set up for creating art here at the show for consideration for our art auctions on Saturday for our major auction at 8 p.m. at the Weston Ballroom. And the smaller auctions we'll have here on the convention floor on Sunday starting at noon.
That's a flash from the past.
So any artist that we have here, either as an exhibitor artist in Artist Alley, or an aspiring artist, if you'd like to come up and create a piece on stage here at the art stage,
Screams my fandom. Like, that was just
please come on by.
Thank you so much, man.
Thank you so much.
Great to meet you. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, I just want. That was a good time. That was a good time. Just love getting the amalgam stuff signed. I don't think he would be excited or shocked like that to see amalgam stuff. Last year, I was able to get a lot more amalgam stuff signed because they really switched up their guest list for Heroes Con. A lot of people were there that weren't there the previous few years. So I mean, like Al Milgram, Howard Porter. Who was the one that pops when he got my Dark Claw signed? Palmiotti was there. So Larry Hama. There's a lot. So I don't think they'd be as shocked to see him in 2025, which I'll be checking the guest list and seeing if I could get some more signed. Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, I got him signed. Dr. Strange Fate. You excited? Chili. Yeah. I want you to come here. Let me see if this chat will go back this far. It might not. We settled it though, just so you know. We settled it. So you went and got the chili ingredients, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I asked everybody if chili is soup. So it's not. And first off, the best thing that we figured out is someone said I wouldn't pour soup on my hot dog. Okay. Right?
That's fair. But it's in the same family. It's like a second cousin.
Yeah, and people brought up
made in a bowl.
And people brought up stew. So stew's in the tip. So now that actually kind of confused it for me. We got soup, chili, and stew.
Mm-hmm.
But
and then you have pot pie. What's pot pie? Is it a pie or is it like a soup?
It's definitely not a pot.
See?
Yeah. But the definitely when it came down, chili is in its own category, kind of like how man thong is called a banana hammock.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's subsets to this. Mm-hmm. But everyone was definitely not soup, not soup, not soup, not soup.
Okay, but you always say you won't eat soup, so I just assume anything that's made in a crock pot and or is a liquid of nature.
She mentioned chili. I'm like, yo, that would be awesome. She goes, I thought you don't like soup. I'm like, I don't. She's like, what chili? I said, I know. Let's eat chili. She goes, you don't like chili. It's not soup. But yeah, that's fair. Chili is a stew, says Alan Rue. That's our Alan.
I know.
That should be a Dr. Seuss book. Chili is a stew, says Alan Rue. Bring your amalgam Omni in a wagon to get it signed. Now, I do, and legit, as soon as I got him, like, man, this would be fun to get them all to sign it, but no way, Jose, am I toting this thing around. I hate carrying stuff at the con. Hate it.
Not a nice word.
Alan is right. Chili is a stew, actually, not just regularly. Here we go. We're now thrown to the pot pie conversation. Pot pie in California is something totally different. And enjoy the Cheech and Chong. Enjoyed by Cheech and Chong. Louis says chili's just meat soup. There we go.
Does that mean he doesn't put beans in it?
I don't think just because you put meat in chili, you have to leave beans out. I think most chili has both.
I know, but that's like a huge debate. Is it chili with beans or chili without beans?
I mean, do you want beans? It has to have chili.
In it.
Chili's a pepper, right?
Yeah, but we don't put that in there. We put chili seasoning in it.
Yeah, because we're lazy.
It's chili-o.
Chili-o. Oh.
Without the onions.
Ooh, yeah, definitely without the onions. I'm fine with onions, but if you don't want onions, I'm fine with
I have a little baby onion I have to chop up to put in it because you got to brown the onion and the ground beef together.
But yeah.
And then put it in the pot.
Brian says chili needs beans.
Yes.
And that seasoning is made from ...
Chili.
Peppers. Alan Ruse Chili Stew, available in stores around the world. All right, guys, get it in there. I got to get going to go pick up Finn. As a reminder, we got some cool Aquaman stuff for giving away today. You got Aquaman issue #1 from Jeremy Adams and the amazing art by John Timms. The beautiful Peter David Error suit. There's a lot of cool different variants. I pretty much picked them all up. Be giving them away today and through the Legion loot. But the gorgeous Mira variant and that super duper foil and spot foil version right there. And big thanks to Dan, Blue Hellion Comics, and Clip-On Comics. We hit the super chat goal for today, throwing in the extra Ollie's comic pack, 5 comics, and one of these is a trade paperback in here. So again, a big bonus value in there. So we're going to spend for this, as always, the shipping rules are as followed. Free shipping to channel members. And if you're not a channel member, it's free shipping in the U.S. Outside of that, you can pay the difference in shipping. I give you a credit, or you can prize tag somebody in the chat. If you're one of the people that scored a free membership today, or a gifted membership, or joined the channel membership, and you have not received the new member welcome packet, reach out to me on Instagram or any of the other social medias, Legion of Comics, and shoot me your address, and I'll get them headed your way. All right, let's spin this bad boy and see who today's winner is, because I got to go get Finn. I got to go get my boy. Got to pick up my son, my seed, my legacy. Today's winner is Scotty. Hey, congrats, homie. What is it? Scotty doesn't know? Yeah. Kyle said there's a song name for him. Hey, Kyle.
What?
Chowder.
It's a cream-based soup, so it's weird.
Yeah, that's what Lisa says. Chowder's a soup.
It's like she crab.
Clam chowder. Is it the red or the white? Yo, Ace Ventura, the first one, when he's trying to get into the club, what's the password? New England clam chowder. Is it the red or the white? Oh. Can Aquaman talk to Jeff the Land Shark? Probably. I'd assume so. All right, guys, that's going to do it for today. I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out. I got to get rolling, go pick up this kid. Hope everyone has a fantastic rest of your day. Hope to see you guys Friday mornings when I do the hangout stream with everyone in the community. And Sunday night for At Week's End, we'll be talking Aquaman again there, actually talking about the story and reviewing it. I think I will probably make a video about that, those reference points in the book. I'll look at putting that together while I'm in the car line. That'll be fun. That'll be super fun. Again, hope everyone has a great day. And until next time, as always, we are Legion.
Is that it? Is that all you got?